Broadcasting live from the Newsmax studio in New York City, here is Steve Malzberg.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, get ready to be thrilled. That's because we are joined right now by a terrorism expert, multiple New York Times #1 best-selling author, and his latest thriller, Act of War. You see it on the screen right there. I do have it in my hand, but they decided to put it up on the screen. Brad Thor, great to see you.
Great to see
Thanks
you, too.
for coming up. Really appreciate it.
My pleasure.
So, you know, there's a CIA agent in this book that gets in all kinds of trouble. He's gone. Someone comes forward. They don't know if the government doesn't know if they could trust what this person's saying. Correct. And then the president gets into it. I don't want to ask you right off the bat, what if Obama were that president? What would happen? And probably the answer is nothing. So there'd be no book. 2 pages. Goodbye. Yeah. But very exciting book. And as always, you know, there's this element of it could really happen in it.
Absolutely. I call what I write faction, and it's heavily based in reality. You don't know where the facts end and the fiction begins.
Right.
And so the entire book is actually based off of a plan that a foreign nation has called unrestricted warfare. There's actually a white paper out there with a nation that realizes they can't meet us on the conventional battlefield and they want to collapse us from within. So that, for me, as a thriller writer, is fun material. I like to base it in as much reality as possible. And
it is based in a lot of reality. Man, I don't know the specific country and I don't know the specific white paper, but I'm sure it's out there on multiple levels, especially when it comes to, you know, Islamic terrorists and the Muslim Brotherhood in general. And many people think they're working from within, using our laws to take advantage of our generosity, if you will, and our freedoms to bring us down from within.
Absolutely. And that's referred to by Frank Gaffney and others, Robert Spencer, as lawfare, as opposed to warfare. Right. So there's all of these things that
peaceful jihad.
Yeah. There's all these things we take for granted, and that's what this plan, unrestricted warfare, is all about, is to weaponize things that you and I would think are benign, but actually when an enemy would turn them against us, it would lead to the collapse of the United States very rapidly. And so that's the kind of stuff as a thriller author I like to weave into the novels.
And nobody does it better than you. And of course, Chad, my producer, said to your guy who came up here, I'm going on vacation next week. You have an extra book?
Absolutely.
And so folks, you know, I don't have to sell Brad Thor, and if you've ever read any of his books, you know, and the new one is out there, and it's called Act of War. Now let's talk a little bit about what we know is reality. Mm-hmm. You know, this president, what's happened with ISIS, and the caliphate that apparently is being built, established from central Iraq right through possibly to you know, to Baghdad, and this president has said, yeah, it poses a threat to us. I had Peter King on yesterday who said it doesn't just pose a threat to our interests overseas, it poses a threat to us because these people have, a lot of the Europeans have gone over there, some Americans have gone over there. They could get back into their own countries and then come here without any scrutiny.
Absolutely. And the problem we have is that this provides a staging ground for them, much the way staging and training grounds, much the way Afghanistan did pre-9/11. So this is a big issue. We have an opportunity to strike at them, but you have a camp here that is afraid of making any more errors. And that's the problem with President Obama, is not only this ridiculous foreign policy that he began his presidency with, that if we extend our hand, they'll unclench their fist, which is absolutely naive, but this idea that, well, we don't want to force any errors, that's bad foreign policy, and it's also bad national security policy.
And now we've sent some more. I mean, look, I'm not saying I want troops, boots on the ground. He said specifically there will be no boots on the ground. He sent us a token force for security. Now he sent some special forces, breaking his promise. And again, I can't keep up with him. I don't know that what he's doing is any answer. We got to protect our embassy, our people, you know, and we have to have some people on the ground to, if we do ever launch airstrikes, we need intelligence on the ground.
And that's the thing. I'd rather see sandals on the ground as opposed to boots on the ground. And you know, again, the special forces guys serve as a force multiplier. They're excellent at helping develop human networks and gathering intelligence. And when I say sandals on the ground, you know, I want to see CIA guys over there. I want to see them walking around with ammo cans full of money, and I want us to be buying as much intel as we can over there, which is something I hope is going on right now. But a big problem that we had that started under the Carter administration in the intelligence communities was this idea of, let's leave it all to technology, let's not take risk. And this has been a deepening problem, particularly at the Central Intelligence Agency, for years. As a matter of fact, I know somebody who left the CIA because the final straw for him was seeing a sign in somebody's somebody's cube there that said big ops, big problems, small ops, small problems, no ops, no problems.
Wow.
And that is not, we particularly with the CIA, there's some great men and women there, but we need a reformation at the CIA to get it back along the lines of its precursor, the OSS.
Absolutely, you would hope. All right, domestically, the Supreme Court last week, well, forget, Hobby Lobby yesterday was 5-4, but Hobby Lobby is another addition to 13 9-0 rulings of the U.S. Supreme Court against this administration and this president when they found that he violated the law, violated the Constitution. 13 9-0 rulings. What does that tell you?
Well, it tells me that this guy who got trumpeted as a constitutional law scholar it's everything we knew going into the first administration, then the second. This guy is an empty suit. And if I tried to write a book with all of these scandals, with everything that's gone on, I'd be laughed out of my editor's office.
Nobody would believe it.
Nobody would believe it. Yet what we're seeing is all of the concerns that happened on the right side of the aisle, conservatives in particular, that said this guy is just not qualified for this job. He does not believe in the country as founded. Doesn't believe in the founding documents. We're seeing every single fear brought to light and proven to be true.
I mean, when palled around with terrorists, well,
yep.
he did. And Sarah Palin was mocked for that, and nobody brought that up. His reverend right, okay? Was he a churchgoer, religious churchgoer, or did he do it for street cred? Either way, he sat in that church, said, I didn't hear all those bad things. And it goes beyond that. I mean, it goes to the Constitution specifically, where he has said before he was elected the first time, it's a flawed document.
Right.
And for a man running for president to say the Constitution is a flawed document, you think that would get laser beam scrutiny, but you know the media.
Well, of course, and one of the other things he said when he was talking about it being a flawed document was that it was a set of negative liberties, where it said it was intended as a restraint on government.
Absolutely.
But Obama didn't like it because he said it didn't say what government should do for you. And that's the problem. That is the fundamental difference between the left and the right, is this idea of what the government should do for you versus what you should do for yourself. And that is the clash of ideas. And this country has never been this opposed since the Civil War. This is a big, big issue, and I don't see it getting any better anytime soon. This guy's supposed to unite everybody. He was going to be a transformative figure in Washington.
No black, no blue, no red, just
right,
purple. Yeah.
It's a bunch of malarkey.
It is a bunch of malarkey. I love your candor. I love your passion. I hope you'll come back
I'd be honored to be back.
Skype or phone. I'd love to talk to you again more about current events and round 2 on the book. Thank you very much, Brad.
My pleasure
Meeting you.
Thank you.
All right, Brad Thor, ladies and gentlemen. Now I'll hold it up. Let me hold it up. It's Act of War. See, they don't like when I hold it up because the graphics get in the way. I'm perfecting that. Yeah, see, they put it up on screen anyway. All right, folks, The Act of War by Brad Thor. We'll be back, ladies and gentlemen, with more of the Steve Malzberg Show. You know where it is, only on Newsmax Television.